Hello and welcome to video 2 of the series. I'm now just in the morning of my second day. I've survived the night, which is always really great news. And I'm stood just outside my humble little cabin there, thinking about what it is I'm going to do today. And the first thing I have noticed here, apart from the fact there's a creeper down there that I do definitely want to avoid, is that I'm looking a little bit hungry. And I've also lost a bit of health as a result of being bashed by that baby zombie that caused me to be a child killer. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get some food. So I'm going to climb down the mountain. Hopefully there's a creeper there too. Okay, so I'm not doing very well here in terms of trying to avoid nasties. But I am going to hit that creeper with my sword because he's going to get in my way. And what I don't want to do is... Or is he? Right, he hurt me anyway, because he hit me with his explosion. But what we have got there is a nice hole. So, looking around, I want to try and find some meat. So, I've got here a load of pigs. And last time I looked, a bacon sandwich was made out of a pig. So, I'm going to hit this pig a couple of times with my sword. And he's going to give me some food. I'm going to do it with this one as well. And but one thing I do know, that raw pork is not good for you. So I'm not going to eat this pork raw. I'm going to have to find a way of cooking it. Now to cook it, a friend has told me that what I need to do is build like a, I don't even know what it's called, but it's like a cooking thing. And that cooking thing is going to allow me to cook the food, and then it will give me much better health improvement when I eventually eat it. And to cook, I need some, I believe, some stone. So I'm going to gather some of this stone here, which is going to allow me to cook my food. So remember, I've almost run out of my pickaxe, but I do have another one, if you recall, in the last video. If you've not seen the last video, please do have a quick look at it. Love to hear reviews, but here I am just trying to get through day 2 without running out of health completely. Look at the way that stands there. You'd never see that actually happen in the air, would you? And hopefully, as a result of collecting this stone here, I can then go back up to my little humble house up the top, and I might collect some of this coal as well. Just will give me some extra coal because I don't want to run out of coal, and because I'm going to need that to get the fire going where I'm going to be cooking. I think what I might also do is make a nice little set of steps up to my house rather than having to guess and jump around. So I left my house door open again. What was the rule we talked about? Can anybody remember? Never, ever leave your house open. So I believe that if I make a circle here, that will give me a furnace. That was the word I was trying to find, a furnace. So if I put the furnace down here, so if I press 4, put the furnace down there, I will then be able to cook my food. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press right click on my mouse, and I've got to put some coal in the bottom, otherwise it's not got anything to burn. It's my raw pork chop. You never eat a raw pork chop. And that is going to start to cook it. Our flames have gone on, and that's cooking the food away very nicely. We've got a white line going across the arrow, and as soon as that's finished, I get a cooked pork chop, and everybody loves cooked pork chops. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to allow that to continue cooking. I'm going to get my cooked pork chop in my left hand, and I'm going to try and open the door with it. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and eat it, which means I've got to go out the door first, because if I'm in front of the door, apparently it opens the door for you. So I'm going to eat that, and that has returned my, see what looks like a little drumsticky things on the right hand side of my health bar. That has now filled me up, so I'm no longer hungry, and I can now see that my hearts are starting to go up, which means my health is improving. I've now got 4 pork chops, which is always good, and I have got a little bit of coal, but I'm going to take out because I don't want to waste the coal. I've also got rotten flesh. Now I'm pretty confident that if I try and eat rotten flesh, that's going to make me poorly. Close the door, Avomance. And so I really want to try and get rid of rotten flesh somehow. Now I don't know whether the best way of doing that is just to lob it away, but I have absolutely no idea how I do that. So I'm going to get it out of my immediate inventory so I don't eat it by mistake. Put that in my first spot, and I'm going to try and maybe have a little look around. I see some water down there. I'm just interested to know what's going on around me on this particular episode. So what have we got here? So we've got a nice little kind of canyony place with a few little holes and some sand. Now sand is going to be really useful for me to make some windows. You remember in the last video I was very worried that I was going to have a hole in the side of my house that people could either shoot through, and when I made that window to see out, it was really not very safe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mine some of this sand, because now I've got my furnace, I'll be able to make something that will close that window but still allow me to be able to see out of it. And just get a little bit of sand, and I'm going to use in my furnace, I'm going to make some glass, if I can remember how to do it from what I read on the internet. So let's go back up to my house, which is up there. It's actually really quite difficult to get back up to, isn't it? So I'm going to just climb up the mountain slowly by jumping and jumping and jumping. I quite like being at the top of a mountain. I wonder whether or not I could just use this mountain as my house by digging down and having this little entrance at the top, but underneath this massive great palace that will allow me to live underground like a dwarf, which would be great fun. So I'm going to put my coal back in here, and I'm going to get my sand and I'm going to put it in there, and that's now cooking away nicely. It's going to obviously run out of flames before all that sand has been melted, but what it is going to make is something that's kind of useful, which is a glass block. Now I could put that glass block into the window and just have a block, or I could turn that into some glass panes. Now I'm not entirely certain how you make some glass panes, so I'm going to have a bit of an experiment fairly shortly once I've got some glass. I also think I need to get some more coal because I've run out, so why don't I go and do that now? I'll get some more coal. Whilst that glass is being made, it will run out before I get back, I have no doubt. Where's the coal? There it is. So if I mine some coal, that'll also allow me to make any more torches should I need to. Although I had a few people laugh at me for making too many torches, because no one apparently can spawn within like 20 odd blocks of me. I've run out of pickaxe, so I put my pickaxe there. Within 20 odd blocks of me anyway, whether I'm in the dark or not. So I don't know if that's true, but I'm also too much of a scaredy cat to test the theory. So I'm going to make sure I've got plenty of torches around me, because I'm scared of the dark. I know I'm a grown man and I'm scared of the dark, but I'm not too proud to say that. So in we go, because I think looks like my furnace has stopped. Close my door. Click on the furnace, yep, and it's run out of coal. So let's put a couple bits of coal in there. Save those. And I've got quite a number of glass blocks there, which is quite nice. So I'm going to put those in my inventory, and I'm going to see whether or not I can work out how to make a glass pane. And I've got a feeling it's going to be probably something like putting 6 together. There we go. 16 glass panes out of 6 glass blocks. So if I put those there, I can do something maybe a little bit cheeky, which is open up the whole of this side to get a much nicer view. All the way around my house. I imagine using a pickaxe is probably not the best thing for me to use here. Why don't I swap that to an axe? Okay, so I'm now bashing around the edge of my house, because what I want to do is try and get windows all the way around. That'll allow me to see out. It will stop people being able to get in, and I quite like the idea of that. So let's just just get that one last thing there. I'm going to keep that wall as a wall, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to select number 3, and I'm going to put glass panes all the way around my house here, and I've got literally a view all the way around so I can see everything. And can you see it is already getting dark? I've literally no time whatsoever to do anything in these short Minecraft days, and I suspect I'm going to be seeing something fairly unpleasant if I hang around here for much longer. But look at that, my house now is beautiful house with lovely light because I put too many torches inside, just glowing from the top of the mountain like a beacon, and I should really never get lost, so I should be able to see that from miles away. So when I go adventuring, hopefully all I need to look at is the mountain, which at the top has got some kind of glowing thing. I'll always be able to find my way home. So that was unfortunately not very much happened in that video today, but that's okay, because I think what we're going to do in future days are start to maybe make this mountain a little bit more easy to climb up, maybe get some steps so as I can go down into the valleys nice and quickly without losing my way, and then we'll perhaps do a little bit of an exploration of all these areas around us, because we've not found anything particularly that's going to keep us interested. That looks like a nice big sea over there, lovely mountains there, a few trees, more mountains, and I think also what I want to do is, oh, there is a zombie and a spider already starting to come out. What I want to try and do is trying to identify finding some sheep, which will apparently allow me to make a bed, which will allow me to speed really quickly through these night times, whereas at the moment I just have to sit and wait. So that's the end of my second video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please do like and subscribe, and do share it with anybody else that might be interested. If you've not checked out my first video yet, please do look at that too. It is equally full of complete ignorance about how to play this game, and hopefully I'll get less and less bad at it as the days go by. Do leave a comment, and I'll see you in another video.